So for breakfast this Sunday, we started a new week, and John and I made this oatmeal bake yesterday, Saturday, so that we could have it today for breakfast. For lunch, we are actually eating last night's dinner that I did not film, and we are having some pho. So this is just the leftovers, and that's what we'll have for lunch. It is Monday lunchtime, and I'm determined to get better about trying to remember to share with you what we're having. So yesterday was yeah, you can color. There's different things you can color with. There's these and these. Okay. Oh, I think I shared with you orange. That's yellow. I think I shared with you yesterday what we had for. That is a banana. While we wait on that banana. Pretty sure I shared with you breakfast and lunch. That was the oatmeal cake that my youngest and I made together. And then pretty much for lunch and dinner, it's all leftovers. So there was the leftover pho we had the night before that I think I told you about. I don't think I ever showed you, but we had that for lunch and for dinner and whatever else we had left to eat. For breakfast today, I made oatmeal. I made it with a scoop of protein powder and an egg or two. And there's some leftovers. I made a huge batch in case the kids that I babysit wanted any. But there is a lot left over, and I'm going to make some oatmeal cake so we waste not, want not. And then for lunch today, we are having the mac and cheese that I picked up at Aldi because that is easy and I think everybody will eat that. So that's what we're going to do for lunch. That's what we had for breakfast, and I'm making leftover oatmeal cake. Recipe will be down below so that we don't waste any of the leftover oatmeal. So this is my lunch because the mac and cheese has dairy, obviously. But I try to add as much vegetables as possible. I did a mix between spinach and this weird romaine lettuce, cucumber, baby corn. I also added some of these because I love adding pepperoni to my pizzas when we have it. And then I also tried this goat cheese. We're gonna see if it helps and if it doesn't get my eczema crazy. It says it contains milk. Goat's milk. But we'll try. I don't know if it'll work. But there's cucumber. I was gonna add tomato, but we think tomato is causing some more problems. But that's what my lunch is. Okay, so for breakfast, this is the leftover oatmeal. I made oatmeal cake with it. That's what's left. And then for lunch, we had an urgent care emergency room visit, and so I brought back pizza, which you would have seen in yesterday's grocery haul. So that's what we're going to have for lunch. So for dinner, I'm making tacos. I had this black beans in the fridge from quinoa that I need to use up. I was planning on tacos for later in the week, but we're just going to eat it tonight. So, and then we have some lettuce that probably should be used up as well. So, you know, just your normal taco fixing. Some olives, some lettuce. We have some tomatoes we should use up. We have a little bit of baby corn. We have the chips. I pulled out the vegan cheese for my daughter. And, you know, here's my son. He has a canker sore, so he doesn't want any other stuff on it. So I pulled out some salsa, pulled out some sauerkraut, so everybody can make their own. And that's what we're going to have for dinner. So I'm trying to keep track of all of the groceries that we've done, telling you about that, and all the little side things. Yeah, this should be wiped off. It's really sticky. All the little side things that I purchase and I don't think about. So today is the day that I went and got more honey from my local source. And so I bought 2 quarts of raw honey. She's got bees just outside of town, not too far from us. And I get my honey from her. So 2 quarts is $25. And then I went to my Amish lady and I got 5 dozen eggs from her, and that was another $10. So $35 for the groceries amount to add to. Hello. What a good Wednesday we are having today. Woke up to -4-degree weather. Feels like -18. And the heater wouldn't start because, like a normal machinery, it thought it was too cold to be working. Not that I disagree with him. Anyway, hubby got it working. But that kind of started our morning off a little bit funky. And let's see, what did we have for breakfast? We ended up with granola. Kept it simple. The stove was working fine. Electricity was working fine. I was just a little too cold to do anything. I was kind of bundled. And it's not like it was really cold in here, but it felt really cold in here. Now it is lunchtime. It is lunchtime. And for lunch, we have all these potatoes that need to be used up. I still have a whole nother bag. They are pretty good. We just need to kind of use them up. And I gave the kids a couple of options on what we could make for lunch, and the consensus was to dice these up and fry them up. So that's what I'm going to do now. So a little update on making lunch. I am trying to use up this thing. I don't particularly like it, but the boys did, which is why I haven't gotten rid of it. So I used it. And one of the reasons I don't like it is because it's very spicy, and so it's kind of hard to tell what a good amount is. So my potatoes are pretty much done. I added 1 kielbasa to it that we picked up this week in our groceries, and it's spicy. So one way to cut down spiciness is to add a dairy or to add an acid. So I am now opening up the other thing I picked up this week. That kind of tells you how you're not in the most flattering place, sorry, but this kind of tells you how low we are. Okay, mom life, gotta go. It is crazy behind me, so hopefully you can hear me. But done with dinner, or lunch, we're at lunch. And potatoes, sausage, the tomatoes, and then I threw in about 3/4 cup of frozen peas. And let me show you what it looks like. And this is what we're going to have for lunch. So I didn't share dinner last night. We just had the leftover of lunch. And then here is breakfast for Thursday. Pancakes and eggs. Dinner, Thursday. Oh, I don't think I filmed. I didn't even film lunch. We had little pizzas. Did I film lunch? I don't think I filmed lunch. Lunch was English muffin, little pizzas. Or sourdough muffins, English pizza. Ugh, whatever. You take sourdough English muffins, pasta sauce, put it on there, put some cheese. Those little pepperoni pieces that I bought. We had that for lunch. For dinner, I pulled out the leftover white chicken chili. Yeah, it's been there that long. We did not eat that. Took the lid off and got rid of it. So there's a whole meal that I threw out. Again. This rodeo's getting old. So we threw together a dinner. We have a green salad right here. And that's honestly all that my husband and I want. But we also pulled out the leftover lasagna that I made that we should also be eating up. And this will probably need to be eaten today or tossed. And yeah, that's what we're having for dinner. Lasagna and salad. And I think all the leftovers are out of the fridge, which is good because I really don't want to throw any more food out. Hey everyone, I wanted to show you what I'm doing for breakfast today. I have some potatoes that are diced here. I just kind of quickly cooked them. They're not all the way cooked through. I wouldn't want to serve them like this, but they have a good browning on them. we have some sausage that I cut up here because kids have been snitching, which I understand. It's kind of hard to resist the smell. And then over here I have 12 eggs. Stop it. That's for breakfast. I have 12 eggs scrambled up, and I'm going to kind of build my own breakfast casserole. So I have a greased pan right here, and we're just going to do this. Kind of coat the bottom. It's hard to do one hand, so I'm not sure what you're seeing. I'm trying to make sure that the potatoes actually end up in the right pan. Okay, we're just going to call that good. Oh, no, we're not. Hey, that worked out pretty good. These were 3 small potatoes and 1 like medium size. So there's about 4 potatoes here. Just going to take this, sprinkle it over the top. I'm not putting cheese in this one, so my daughter can have it. This is not easy to do one-handed, just saying. There's a lot right here. And if I had like bell peppers and onions, I think that would go amazing in here. But I don't, and we're getting short on time. So the potatoes have salt and pepper on them, and the sausage is kind of, you know, salty. So I did not add any seasoning to my eggs here. We're just going to pour it over. And this is definitely a breakfast you kind of want to prepare for. So either prepare it the night before, or even turn it into like a freezer meal so you can cook it, or defrost it the night before and then cook it in the morning, because this has taken me about 45 minutes and it still needs another 30 minutes to cook. And that's what it's going to be for breakfast. Well, breakfast was a success. There was even enough for my husband to take with him to lunch. Not so loud, please. Yeah, so he was able to take them with him for lunch. Anyway, I am trying a new tuna recipe today. So today for lunch I'm trying a new tuna recipe. This was shared to me by a friend who kind of knows our tuna saga of there's only so many ways we can do tuna. So I have some tuna here. I pulled out 4 cans and drained them. The recipe doubled. I'll leave the recipe below. The recipe doubled was going to need approximately 5 cans, or 4 6-ounce cans. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but a lot of the tuna cans are not 6 ounces anymore. They are 5 ounces. So they have dropped an ounce. But one of the things I wanted to share with you mainly is that this recipe uses 4 cups, because I doubled it. It uses 4 cups of, okay, not mine. It uses 4 cups of fresh spinach, and I do have fresh spinach, but I want to save that for our salads. But I have frozen, so I'm going to actually add it now into the rice as it's cooking, because even though you're supposed to add the spinach in last, if you've worked with frozen spinach, you know that juice cooks out. And I want it to cook out of here, not add it into it and make it more soggy later on. So I'm going to add it to the rice, and it'll just cook with the rice, and then it'll also flavor the spinach. So I did add a little bit extra of the garlic and the onion and the pepper, just to kind of work its magic also into the spinach. So I'll share with you when it's all done and what we think of this new recipe. Okay, so one of the reasons I'm doing, every time I pull the camera out, one of the reasons why I wanted to try to clean out the pantry as much as possible is because I have a lot of like little things like this. And in the food trucks this week, we got some whole milk. I don't think I showed you anything, but I think I told you. And so, honestly, the best way to make tapioca pudding is with whole milk. I have tried it gluten-free, and I have not been successful. And in order to make one batch I need 1/3 of a cup, and I have just about, like, slightly under 2/3 of a cup, so I can double this batch, which is good because one batch is not enough. But that means I need 8 cups of milk. You guys, I can't. This is my regular life, and this is me not bribing my kids to be quiet. Okay, so we're gonna use 8 cups of this, which is good because this is a Best Buy the 24th, which is 4 days ago. That was fun. And I want to use up as much as I can. So we are going to make Amish tapioca pudding. Okay, so I couldn't mix it up in my pan here. This is my largest saucepan. So I first moved it to my go-to bowl, and that wasn't working, so then I moved it to this bigger stainless steel bowl, and this is working well just to stir around. So this is making plenty. This made a lot. So double is going to make enough with leftovers. I can already tell by that. And then I have one plate here. He doesn't like I also made a green bean casserole, and he doesn't like the French onions on them. So his plate is without it. So have you tasted this yet? Mm-hmm. What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah. I think it needs more salt and pepper, personally. But yeah, it's really good. Okay, so what is your verdict?
My verdict?
Good? Mm-hmm. Hey, we have 2 out of 5. Now, I'll get the rest of everybody in here at one point, but... Hi, everyone. So, I put lunch away. I already did, but we're at dinner now. I put lunch away. We all liked the lemon tuna recipe, right? You like that one? Mm-hmm. I liked it so much that they were snacking on it all afternoon, and I still managed to have enough left over for a lunch. So I put that in the fridge. I think it would be really good for after church on Sunday, so I might save that for church. But what I did do, and I wanted to put some notes here. 1, it needs more lemon juice. I like a lot of lemon juice, so that's something to note. It needs more lemon juice. It needs save some of the ingredients for dinner. It needs more lemon juice, and I think it needs a little more salt and pepper. And so the recipe doubled because it said servings of 2. So I doubled it for 4, and it made enough for 5, 6, 7. We had all this. It made enough for 7. John, though my littlest one, didn't eat. He's been wanting to eat much lately. So 6, and then doubled, plus all the snacks that I've eaten. So doubling it made plenty. But when you doubled it, you needed 24 ounces of tuna, and I used 20 ounces because, like I said, tuna cans aren't 6 ounces, they're 5 ounces. So afterwards, I added another 1 can of tuna to the bowl, and in so doing, I would have done two cans of tuna. I would have put 2 cans of tuna in there, but another kid ate another can of tuna just by itself. So there's that. So there's the notes on that, and always I leave recipes down in the description box below. For dinner tonight, we are making enchiladas. I made 2 small chicken chests with a little bit of the seasoning that I swear is the widow's jar of oil, because it just never seems to get used up. I did a little bit of that, and I cooked up the chicken chest and just used the green enchilada sauce. I made a smaller one for my daughter that's dairy free, but the enchilada just had 2 onions in it. They were small onions, 1 can of diced chilies, some leftover red pasta sauce we had from the pizzas the other day. I just put that in, and then a little bit more of the green chili sauce, and then rolled them up in corn tortillas and then put them in the oven with some more of the green chilies enchilada sauce on top, some cheese, some olives, and we're gonna have that with dinner tonight with some green beans and some corn. And that's gonna use up a little bit more on our shelves. I had filmed, and I don't think I'm going to end up sharing it. It just wasn't, it was so chaotic. But I had filmed us making some Amish tapioca pudding. And so we had that as a snack, kind of trying to use up all of this milk. Anyway, all this to say that's kind of what's been going on right now. That's what we're gonna have. We have Saturday, Sunday. We have 3 more days of the month. So I'm just gonna put, I usually kind of like start a new video on Sundays, but we're just gonna put it all. So this will be a little bit longer video, and I'm a little bit more chatty in this one. Just kind of using up all these leftovers. Like I made the cornbread, we used up the last of the cornmeal. I used up the tapioca, the last of tapioca to make the tapioca pudding. And yeah, so I think we're doing good. I just want to make sure that the food is getting used up, not stuff just getting put in front of all the food that needs to be used up. So all that to say, here's what we've got so far, and thank you for watching, and we'll show you what we have for the next 3 days. Alright, here is dinner. What should we have for breakfast? You want to do cinnamon applesauce muffins? Let's see what else there is. Oatmeal pancakes. Oatmeal pancakes. Pancakes. We didn't have oatmeal pancakes. Oatmeal pancakes?
No.
If I do, I gotta find one that isn't an overnight oatmeal pancake. Oatmeal waffles. Ooh. Oh, that's what I was wondering. We have the waffle maker.
Here.
Banana nut muffins. We don't have any bananas. Healthy egg muffins.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, we don't have bananas.
Don't have the stuff for that one either. Pumpkin muffins.
Pumpkin muffins. Oh, we do. Oh, you don't have pumpkins, though.
Well, I have pumpkin in the freezer, but it needs to sit out. So maybe we can make a batch of pumpkin muffins for later. How's that? Quiche? Egg pie? No quiche? Quiche sounds really good. Oh, yeah. Ooh, how about French toast?
Yeah.
French toast?
Yeah.
We'll make French toast. So we have French toast for brunch. It was pretty late in the day. And so for lunch, we pretty much just did nothing. But it's dinner time, and I have hungry kids. So they also had chips and salsa later on. So I'm going to make 1 pan enchilada, and I don't have enchilada sauce, but I do have this pasta sauce. And so we are going to make that into an enchilada sauce. Now, as always, all of the recipes that I use are linked down below, but I did brown up some ground sausage earlier this week, and that is going to be the basis of my 1 pan enchilada. You can do it with, you don't have to use sausage. I think the recipe actually calls for ground turkey, and then you add taco seasoning to it or something like that. I've always just used Italian sausage or Italian turkey sausage for this. It's just my personal favorite for it. So, but that's why I picked the camera. But in order to start this, I had to first make some enchilada sauce, and I will also leave what I did down below. It's pretty simple, very simple. You just take, like, I think it's 2 cups of this, add some spices, and voila. So here we go. So while I am making dinner and yogurt, I'm also prepping for breakfast. So my husband will be preaching at all 3 churches tomorrow. We're going to have a full day tomorrow. And so I wanted to be prepared. So I have a quiche that will just pop into the oven. And then I have grilled cheese sandwiches that I'm going to make for us to take. And in this quiche, because I know tomorrow I just don't think I'll get to filming what we're going to have. In this quiche are 8 eggs, some bacon bits, salt and pepper, spinach, tomatoes, and some feta cheese. So that's in here. That's going to go into the oven. This is a crustless quiche, and that's going to be for breakfast tomorrow, Sunday. And then for lunch, we're going to have the other bread that I purchased. I'll probably take out to defrost. And that's just going to be some sandwiches for tomorrow. And that's what's going to be for Sunday. And the prep work is happening tonight, Saturday. I just wanted to show how this turned out. It turned out amazing.
John, stop turning it on.
Alright, for breakfast we are having the yogurt that I made, along with some granola. I did tell you about breakfast. Okay, yes, that was the yogurt we had. For lunch today, we are continuing on the leftovers. We did a lot of leftovers last night. I don't know what if I filmed. I don't remember anymore. If anybody knows anything about Keurigs, please email me. I'm down below always, because mine is leaking water. And it's not letting out coffee right, because I'm ending up with this thing filled with water, which means it's not going into my cup, which doesn't make me happy. That's less coffee in my system. Okay, lunch. We did leftovers. We did the leftover tuna that I made the other night, and several kids are having. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a bag.
A bag? Some kids had quesadillas, and some are reheating up enchiladas. The leftover enchiladas that I made. So that's what we're doing for lunch today. And I'm pulling out chicken to make chicken stir fry for dinner tonight. Alright, so for dinner we had stir fry. And this is what's left. So in here is the last of the Thai noodles, a jar or can of the baby corn, some onions, some carrots, and a bag of stir-fry veggies. And I just added some liquid aminos. This is like a gluten-free soy sauce, sesame oil, rice vinegar, pepper, and a scoop of honey. And that's what's for dinner. Oh, and my daughter made some cheesecake, little mini cheesecakes for dessert. And then over here, I have breakfast soaking. So this is oatmeal with milk and a little bit of yogurt. And we'll have oatmeal pancakes for breakfast.